In this lecture, I am going to complete forget password functionality for registered user. At the beginning of this series, I already created password reset model and migration file for password reset table. You can create password reset model and migration file for password reset table by running php artisan make model password reset, and you need to pass -m flag to create the migration file along with model creation. You need to run this command from your project root. After running this command, you will have password reset model inside your app folder and migration file for password reset table inside your database migrations folder. And you need to open password reset migrations file, and you need to add user ID and reset code column to your password reset migrations file. After adding these two columns, you need to run php artisan migrate from your project root. It will generate password reset table inside your database. I already done these steps, that's why in my database there is a table called password underscore resets. Now let's register a new route for our forget password page. So let's open our web.php file which is under routes folder, and let's register a new route for our forget password page. Our forget password page should not be accessible if a user is logged into the system. So we should add our forget password route inside this route group. This route group has a middleware called custom guest. Let's check the custom guest middleware which I created earlier. You can see our custom guest middleware is a middleware where we are redirecting the user back to dashboard if a user is logged into the system, right? So our forget password page should not be accessible if a user is logged into the system. So the forget password route should be under this route group. So let's register a route for our forget password page. Route method will be get and URL will be forget-password, and it will execute auth controllers get forget password method. So let's open our auth controller and then let's register get forget password method inside auth controller. And now if I try to visit our base URL and then auth and then forget-password, because this middleware is under a route group of prefix auth. So let's visit our forget password page. You see a blank page because we are not doing anything inside this method, right? So what we need to do, we need to return a view file from this get forget password method. So let's create a view file before returning it. So let's create a view file for our forget password page. Under resources views auth folder, our forget password page will have similar as our login page. So let's copy the code from login page and paste it to our forget password page. You see our forget password page now extending our main layout, which includes the header and footer part. If I open main layout, you see our navbar and footer is included here. Okay, and I also check some validation messages here. If there is any error messages, I am displaying the error messages in Toaster, and if there is any success message, then I am displaying the success message in Toaster with the help of Toaster library. If you do not know how to use Toaster library, you can see my previous video. I am not explaining this here, so you can see my previous video to implement Toaster message in Laravel. So our forget password page will have only email fields, so let's remove those fields which is not required in our forget password form. Let's rename it to forget password. Rename the ID of this form. I will add action URL later after creating the action URL for this forget password form. Rename it to, instead of don't have an account, let's put have an account, and let's put the login page URL here. And instead of sign up, let's rename it to sign in and remove here from this part. Now let's return this view file from our get forget password method. So our view file is under auth folder and the file name is forget-password.blade.php. We do not need to provide .blade.php because this is a view file. Save the file and refresh the page. You see our forget password form is rendering. Click on the sign in link. We are redirecting back to sign in page, but we are unable to go to forget password page from our login page. So let's add a link to go to our forget password page from login page. So let's open our login page and let's add forget password page link inside our login page. Let's add a text called forget password inside this anchor tag, and let's provide the route name here. What is the route name? Get forget password. Now save the file and refresh the URL. You see we have forget password link and we are redirecting back to forget password page from login page. Now let's create an route for the action URL for our forget password form. So let's add a route for the action URL for our forget password form. Route method will be post and URL will be forget-password, and it will execute post forget password method of auth controller. Now let's add post forget password method inside our auth controller. Let's add post forget password method and let's take request object as a parameter inside this method because we need to get the form value in the request. Now let's provide this action URL to our forget password form. Let's open our forget password form and let's provide the route name inside the action URL of this form. Now if I try to submit the form, you can see a blank page because we are not doing anything inside this post forget password method. Now let's add validation rule for our email field. So our email field in forget password form should be required and it should be an valid email address. So I am adding validation rules for here. Now if I refresh the form, I am trying to submit the form without entering the value. You can see we are redirecting back and we are getting an error message. So from where this error message is coming, because inside our forget password.blade.php file we already checked if there is any error message for the email field, then I am displaying the first error message for email field. This code actually copied from login page, right? Now let's check if there is any user exists with the email address user is entering. Okay, so let's check if there is any user exists with the email address user is entering. So I am querying our users table, user where email is equal to request email, and if there is any user then I am taking the first record, and if there is no user then what I will do, if not user, if there is no user found with the email address user is entering, then I am returning the user back to forget password page with an error message called user not found. Okay, let's try this. Refresh the page and type an email address which is not registered. Submit. You can see we are getting user not found. This message is coming from main layout, right? I already shown you. Here is our main layout. Yeah, here is our main layout and we already added some messages here, right? You can see if there is any error message in session, then we are displaying the error message through Toastr library. Okay. Now what I will do, if user is exist with the email address user is providing, then I store and record to our reset password table, right? So first of all, I will generate a reset code. I will generate 200 character reset code with the help of STL library. This STL is already imported at the top. You see, I already imported STL at the top during registration functionality, and we are generating a random code of 200 characters with the help of STL library. STL helper method in Laravel, and then I am storing a record to password reset table with reference to this user ID, and I am storing this reset code. And after storing this data to password reset table, we need to send an email to the user, right? First of all, we have to add some fillable property to our forget password reset table. So let's open our forget password model. If we do not add some fillable property like user ID and reset code to our password reset model, it will throw an error. Okay, let's try this. Let's enter the email which is registered to our system. Let's try what is happening. This email is registered. Let's submit the form. You see, okay, first thing is that we need to import password reset model at the top, because we are using password reset model here. So let's import the model at the top. Try to refresh the form. You can see add user ID to fillable property to allow mass assignment on app password reset model. So let's open our password reset model, and let's add user ID and reset code to the fillable property. So I need to add user ID and reset underscore code to fillable property. Now we can create a record to our password reset model with the help of create method of the model. Let's see if any record is creating in our database or not. Submit the form. You can see blank page. Let's see the database. Yeah, we have a record now. You can see we have a record of user ID 24. If I see the users table, the user ID of this email is 24. That means we have successfully stored the data to password reset table. Then what we need to do, we need to send an email address to the user's registered email address containing the reset password link, right? So first of all, let's create a mail. In Laravel, we can create a mail by running php artisan mail, and then your mail name, php artisan make mail, and then your mail name. In my case, my mail name will be forget password mail, and then I will generate the markdown body for this mail. We can generate the markdown body with the help of markdown is equal to, and the mail body, I mean the views file for our mail body will be inside emails auth folder, and the file name will be forget underscore password underscore mail. Hit enter. You see mail created successfully, and we have got a mail inside our app mail folder. You can see forget password mail has been generated, and a view file also generated inside resources views emails folder, and under auth folder we have got this blade file, right? This is generated by markdown helper. Okay, now we have to send email to user registered email address. So first of all, we need to import mail facade at the top. Okay, see it is already imported or not. Yes, mail facade is already imported at the top. So we can use mail facade to send email to the user's registered email address. So we need to call two method of this mail helper, and inside two we need to pass user's email address. You see, we stored user data to this $user variable with the email address user is providing, and we are getting user's email address from this user object, or we can simply pass request email here because those two are same actually. And then we need to call send method, and inside send method we need to pass the instant of the mail class. Our mail class is, what is the mail class? Let's open the mail, forget password mail. Yeah, mail class is forget password mail. So we need to pass the instant. How we can create an instant of a class? We can create an instant of a class by new keyword. So new forget password mail, and then what I am doing, I am passing these two variables. Okay, I am passing these two value during creating the instant. One is user's first name and another is reset code. Because I am passing this value to during creating the instant of this class, I need to take this value during constructor of this class, right? So I will take username and reset code in the constructor function, and after this what I will do, I will assign these two value to public property of this class. Let's create one public property called username and another public property called reset code. Now I will assign these two value to the public property of this class of called username and reset code. Okay, so let's write this username is equal to $username, and then this reset code is equal to $reset code, and I will pass these two values to the view file, email body. This is actually the email body and the view file, right? So I will pass these two value to the view file so that I can use these two value inside this forget password mail file. So let's pass these two value by with array. So one variable will be username, and this will be this username, and another variable will be reset underscore code, and this will be same this username, this reset code. Now let's see mail is sending perfectly or not, and I am telling you, before sending an email to the user's registered email address, you have to add mail SMTP credentials to your .env file. I already added the SMTP credentials to sending mail. You see, I already added SMTP credentials. If you do not know how to create Gmail SMTP details, you can see my previous video, and you can add your own SMTP credentials in your .env file. Otherwise, mail will not be sent. Okay, it will throw an error message. Now let's see. Okay, after sending the mail, I will return the user back to forget password page with a success message. So I am returning the user back to forget password page with a success message called we have sent you a password reset link, please check your email. Let's try mail is sending or not. So let's remove this record from here. and my email address is testaccount1122@yopmail.com. Let's open Yopmail. Yopmail is a fake email service provider. So let's go to testaccount1122. Let's delete the previous messages from here, and now let's try to submit the form with entering testaccount11@yopmail.com. Submit the form. Okay, we have got an error message, forget password mail not found. Okay, because we are using this forget password mail, we need to import this at the top. So it is the namespace of this forget password mail. It is app mail. So let's copy the namespace and paste it here. So use app mail forget password mail. Okay, so now we can use forget password mail. So I think a record will be created. So let's remove this record from here and let's try again. You see, we have sent to a password reset link. Please check your email. Now let's check our email if there is any new message. Yes, we have gotten new message, and this template is coming from the email body, right? This is coming from this email body. Now let's put some custom text here. I already prepared some custom text for you. You can see what we need to do. We need to send reset password link to the user's email address. So here is a text called hello, then username. How we can use this $username here, because we are passing this to variables. So one is username and another is reset code. That's why you can use this to variable inside our forget password mail.blade.php file, right? Like this. And another things I am doing here, I am generating a reset password link, but I did not create the link yet. So let's create a route actually for our reset password link. This is not generated yet. Okay, I will generate right now. So let's generate a reset password link route. So route method will be get and URL will be reset -password, and there is a parameter in this route called reset_code, and this should be dynamic for each time a user will try to resetting his password, right? And it will execute get reset password method of auth controller. So save this file and let's register get reset password method inside auth controller. So I already prepared some code so that this video does not take much time. So let's register get reset password method inside auth controller. As our route is like this, I mean reset -password, and this is as a parameter, so we need to take reset code as a parameter inside this method also. And then what I am doing, I am checking if there is any record to our password reset table with the reset code in the URL, right? Then I am taking the first record, and then what I am doing, I am checking if there is no record present inside our password reset table. Then actually I am checking if there is no record. Okay, I will show you later this. Let's comment this out. First of all, let's provide this reset password link to the email address, I mean email body, not email address, to the email body. Yeah, here we are generating reset password link by reverse routing. This is called reverse routing. Okay, we are generating the URL from route name. So the route name for our reset password page is get reset password, and we need to pass reset code as a parameter, because you see route pattern is like this. We have to pass reset code as a parameter, so we need to pass reset code here to generate the route URL. Okay, it will generate the URL for reset password page, and we also pasting the route reset password link here so that user can copy and paste this URL to the browser to go to reset password page. Now save this file and try to reset the password again. We should get an email. Yes, we got an email. You see, we have got a message, hello Ronnie1, click here to reset your password or copy paste this link to your browser. We can click on this link. You can see we are redirecting back to reset password link, right? And here we have reset code in the parameter in the route URL, right? This is actually this reset code, right? This is dynamic for each time user will try to resetting his password, and we are getting this reset code inside this method, and we are checking if this reset code is present in our password reset table or not, right? And if this reset code is not present in our database, then what I am doing here, I am returning the user back to forget password page with an error message, and I also checking the validity of reset password code actually. So in my case I am adding validity of 10 minutes. So with the help of Carbon helper, actually I did not import Carbon at the top, otherwise it will throw an error message. So let's import Carbon at the top so that we can use Carbon. Carbon is a library to work with date in Laravel or PHP. You can see I am also checking the validity. In my case, what I am doing here, I am first of all I am taking the time, I mean time before 10 minutes. Suppose the current time is 10 AM, it will return 9:50. Okay, so the time before 10 minutes is greater than the time when the password reset code has been created. So if time before 10 minutes is greater than the time when the reset code has been created, that means this validity over, that means the reset code validity is over. You have to create or you have to generate new reset code, right? So if this reset code is not exist or the validity of the reset code is over, then we are redirecting user back to forget password page with a with an error message called invalid password reset link or link expired. Okay, so let's try. So if I wrongly inputted this inside our URL, you see invalid password reset link or link expired. Okay, again we copy this link. Okay, auth.reset password not found because we are going at this stage right now. That means our reset password, I mean reset code is existing inside our password reset table and its validity is not over. Then what I am doing here, I am returning a view file. So the view file name is reset underscore password. That's why I mean this is not generated yet, that's why it's showing an error message. So we are returning this view file, right, which is under auth folder, but we did not create it yet. So let's create a view file called reset underscore password .blade.php. Now if I save this file and refresh this page, okay, still it is not finding. Let's see what is wrong. Reset underscore password.blade.php. Okay, this should be a reset code, and we are passing the value of this reset code through compact helper. Compact will help us to create an array from a variable. It will generate actually similar array of value array of key reset code and value of dollar reset code. This compact helper will create an array like this. Actually, you can pass this data array here also, or instead of this we can simply pass compact and then reset code, so that it will create an array automatically and it will pass the reset code value to this view file. Now refresh the page. Okay, what the mistake I have done, auth dot, okay, I understood. This should not be inside this emails folder, this should be under view auth folder. Okay, so let's create a view file called reset underscore password dot blade.php. Save this file and refresh the URL. You can see we are getting a blank page because we are not adding anything here. Let's put some message here and let's see view file is rendering perfectly or not. Yeah, view file is rendering. Now let's add some content to our reset password form. So let's copy the code from our forget password page. Sorry, let's copy the code from our register page and paste it to our forget password page. Not forget password, reset password page. Okay, we don't need any capture field inside our reset password form. Let's remove this from here. We need only submit button here. Let's remove this text. We don't need first name and last name field. Let's rename it from here also. Instead of sign up, let's rename the text to reset password. Rename the ID of the form reset password form, and we will provide action URL later. I did not create the action URL yet for this reset password form. Our reset password form will have email field, password field and confirm password field. Let's see, refresh the page. Yes, our reset password form is rendering. Now let's create the action URL for our reset password form. So let's open our web.php file, which is under routes folder. Yeah, now let's add the action URL for our reset password form. The action URL for our reset password form will be similarly as our reset password URL. You can see the route method will be post and URL will be reset-password, and there should be also the reset code as a parameter in this route pattern, and it will execute post reset password method of auth controller. Now let's create post reset password method inside auth controller. I already prepared some code, so let's copy this code from here and paste it inside our auth controller. Okay, so I will explain what I did here. First of all, let's comment these lines. Let's comment these lines. Okay, now let's provide this action URL post reset password inside this reset password form. Whenever this form will submit, it will go to this link with post method, and because this route has reset code as a parameter here, so we need to pass reset code as a parameter. How we can use this variable here, because when we are returning this view file, you see, when we are returning this auth.resetPassword view file, we are passing this reset code as a value, so that we can use $reset code here. Now if I refresh the page, Yes, it is working. Try to submit the form. Yes, it is redirecting to its appropriate action URL, which is this. And then what I will do, I will similarly check if this reset code is present inside our password reset table or not. And if this reset code is not present, or the validity of this reset code is over, I added the validity of 10 minutes, so let's do it same here. So if reset code is not exist inside our password reset table or validity is over, then I am returning the user back to forget password page with an error message called invalid password reset link or link expired. Or if the reset code is exist and its validity is not over yet, then I will add validation rules for email, password and confirm password fields, which is inside our reset password form. You see, okay, invalid password link or reset link expired. So let's try to reset this password. Let's try to reset the password of these users, so that we can create or we can generate new password reset link. Yes, we got new email. Click on this link here. Yes, so at this stage we are adding validation rules for email, password and confirm password field. If I try to submit the form, okay, actually I did not save the file, right? Yeah, save the file and try to submit the form without entering email, password and confirm password field. You see, we are getting validation error messages, which is mentioned here. If there is any error for email field, we are displaying the first error. Similarly for password, we are displaying the error message, and similarly for the confirm password field, right? So we are adding the validation rules for email, password and confirm password field. And after that, what I am doing here, I am taking the users record inside this password reset object, because in our database inside our password reset table we have user ID, right? You see, we have user ID, so we are taking the users record with the user ID of this reset code actually. Okay, so we are taking the user record to this variable $user is equal to user find will find the user of the user ID. Okay, we are providing the user ID which is present of the record of this reset code, right? Because inside this password reset table we have user ID and reset code column. We are querying this password reset table with this reset code, and if there is any record, we are taking the first record. That means only one record will come, and we are getting this user ID inside this password reset data object. Okay, and we are taking or finding user data from users table, and we are storing it to $user variable. Now we are checking when user is trying to resetting his password, is entering his correct email or not. If he try to enter a wrong email which is not his email and try to reset his password, let's see what is happening. You can see enter correct email, that means user is not entering his correct email. That's why I check this thing here. If user email not is equal to request email, that means the email user is entering during resetting his password is not the email user entered during forget password functionality, right? So the email should be same. So let's enter the same email, which is testaccount1122@efmail.com. Let's see what I have done here actually. And if a user is entered the correct email, then what I am doing here, I am deleting the record, deleting the password reset record from password reset table. This record actually, I am deleting this record, and after deleting the password reset record, I am updating user's password with the password users will enter here, right? So I am updating the user's record, user update password, and we are encrypted the user's password and we are storing it to password column of users table. Okay, and after successfully updating user's password, we are returning the user back to login page with a success message called password successfully reset. Now let's check our password reset functionality is working or not. I've entered 123456 as a password. Okay, let's enter 12345667. 12345667. 12345667. Submit the form. You can see password successfully reset. Now let's try to log in with the newly generated password 34567. Submit. You can see login successfully. That means our password successfully reset. Okay, so our reset password functionality or forget password functionality is done. In the next lecture, I'll do login through Ajax with this pop-up model and registration with Ajax to this pop-up model. Okay, so stay connected.